excited to do this video, guys. I am doing my 100,000 mile review video with you guys right now. So before I get into the video, there's I think 2 or 3 things I kind of want to mention first. First things first, I'm glad you guys found this video, because if you're actually interested in a 392 or Scat Pack or Mopar product, I'm glad you're actually coming and doing your research to find somebody that actually has experience with this product, unlike going on like a Facebook page and saying, hey, you know, should I get a Scat Pack or 392 or this and that, and you have everybody their biased opinions where they think this is the best thing since sliced bread, or they think Mopar is nothing but a big piece of shit. Well, I'm here to tell you guys firsthand what it's like to own this vehicle. I got it brand new in the summer of 2015, so we're talking about 4 years, almost next year will be 5 years of ownership with over 100,000 miles. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, I think it's important that I take a second to kind of describe to you guys like what type of owner I am. Because it's important to know, like, am I just some douchebag that doesn't really give 2 shits, doesn't take care of its vehicle at all? And how do I drive it? So first things first, I feel like the short answer is I'm like your standard car enthusiast, right? I'm going to take care of my cars. I'm going to keep up my cars best I can. I like to have a lot of fun. This is my daily driver, which explains the high mileage. But I've done so much in this car. Road trips, I've done racing, you know, at the track, a little scooter driving on streets. I've raced many cars. I can actually vouch that this is a mid to low 12-second car from the factory. Alright guys, I got some exciting news for this one. I just did my personal best time in my Charger Scat Pack at 12:44 at 113 miles an hour. I caught a 1.860 foot, and I actually did it with launch control. I don't know if you guys remember in my full review video, and that actually can hold its own ground against like modified 5.7s, which I'll probably do a separate video on. So this car is bone stock, literally with a street tire on it, full weight. I mean, I've done, geez, I've had a lot of fun. I mean, we're talking, I've done donuts, I've gone through like 5-6 sets of tires. I've done a lot. So let's dive into it now that you guys kind of have an idea who I am as a person and what kind of owner that I am. There we go. It's not a bad hand car either, by the way. Love these back roads. Get a little sidetracked. So first thing I want to talk about is a quick breakdown of the car. 2015, I'm over 100,000 miles, 485 horsepower. It's got the 8-speed automatic. I think it's a ZF 8-speed, which is a German, I believe it's a German transmission. So we're going to talk about that. The vehicle does have the lifetime Maxcare warranty. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to find a spot to pull over, so we actually can talk about the interior and then the exterior, and then we're actually going to get back on the road and we'll talk about how the car's held up and the reliability of the vehicle. So let's find a spot real quick. There we go. What is going on, guys? So like I said, I want to talk about the interior. We pulled over, I think, to be a relatively safe location, but we're going to go ahead and talk about how this interior is held up over the time, guys. So I'm going to walk around. Before I do, I kind of do want to point out that I am 6'1", 280 pounds. So let's go ahead, let's talk about how it's held up with me being in this vehicle. So the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is actually how the seats have held up. So as you can see here, obviously this is one of the most abused. This particular is the driver's seat. Being picky, the leather's got some stress marks. There is some stress right here, but the red Alcantara, I think it's pronounced, or the suede, whatever you want to call it, it's been, I think, doing a phenomenal job dealing with me. Like I said, guys, I got the car in 2015, over 100,000 miles of abuse, and I think this interior has done a phenomenal job holding up. You can see here the steering wheel also doing a phenomenal job. It's leather wrapped. It's dealt with my greasy Italian hands. Everything else, like I said, I do keep up with the car best I can. Real quick, the weather techs also held up real well if you're interested in that. I got those the same time I got the car. Let's come around and talk about the passenger side real quick. So once again, obviously the passenger side doesn't take as much abuse. You You know, this car has been a great everyday car for me, kind of just talking about as far as, you know, being an adult, if you will. I take coworkers, I take clients out. The passenger seat is, as you can see here, Ryan will show you, it's done also a phenomenal job. I think honestly guys, I don't think you could tell the miles on this car. I don't think anybody guessed this thing has over 100,000 miles with the interior of this car. I will real quick show you the back seats, although it's cluttered with stuff because I'm trying to do this video for you guys, but the back seats aren't used too often other than for me to kind of just carry all this crap around, as you can see, but they've done a fantastic job. So let's shut all these doors and let's talk about the outside, shall we? So moving on to the outside of the vehicle, guys, come on. First thing I want to talk about right off the bat is the part that gets the most use, as I'm sure you can see here, is the front bumper. Lots of bugs, lots of chip marks, lots of everything. Let's show that right now. So like I was saying, guys, the bumper gets a lot of abuse. I did put a clear bra, which is right here on the vehicle. And the reason why the front bumper is so beat up is because there's no clear bra on it, guys. So one of my recommendations is, if you're going to get a nice car, I mean, this is an asset, it's a depreciating asset, but nonetheless it's an asset. I highly recommend you clear bra most of the front of the vehicle, especially if it's going to be under highway use. All the abuse is all in the front bumper. The rest of the paint, as you can tell, has done a pretty good job. There's scratch marks on it. The car is overdue for a legit detail, some type of paint correction, if you will. But overall, it's had ceramic coating before, twice, matter of fact, which I do recommend. Walking over here, the wheels. Let's look at the wheels real quick. So the wheels have been doing okay, but as you can see, some of the clear coat is starting to come off the center, right around the center caps here. So not sure what that's about. I guess that's acceptable. I mean, I'm not sure. I think most of the center caps are having, yeah, I mean, all of them are having issues. This is like my third set of brakes, which is to be expected, 100,000 miles. Everything else has been holding up. I mean, the car, if you ask me, doesn't look like it has the miles that it does, which kind of goes back to me taking care of it, etc. But we can go ahead and wrap up this portion of the video, and let's get back in and let's talk about some of the issues that I've had with the vehicle, and we'll take it from there. Alright, guys? Alright, guys, we just kind of discussed the interior and the exterior, how it's held up. I kind of want to dive into, you know, some of the issues I've had with the vehicle, and some of the warranty work I've had to have covered. So first things first, one of the first issues I've had with the vehicle, which was actually discovered on one of my last probably 2 review videos ago, was there's a bit of blue smoke that popped up during one of my cold starts. Although that's an issue, I'm not overly concerned about it. A, I don't really see it anymore, and B, I just think it's just oil, like some blow by basically. I'm sure if I got a catch can it probably would be helpful. I still don't have one, but that did happen. It did puff some blue smoke, but like I said, every time I make another video I don't ever see blue smoke again. It's just in that one video, which I'm sure I'm demonstrating now. That was one issue. The other issue that I've had twice now is the caliper tends to freeze up. Both times the warranty went ahead and covered that for me. So I had 2 Brembo calipers freeze up. They replaced them. No big deal. Also, picking at the car, another issue I had, there's always this like clunking sound I hear once in a while, which I don't really hear anymore, coming from the dash. I don't know if it's like a broken clip maybe, I'm not sure, but I don't really hear it anymore. This car is like a woman, I guess. It's whatever mood it's in. One of the last issues that I've had recently that was covered under my Maxcare warranty actually was indeed the my radiator went, believe it or not. It had a hole in it, so they replaced it. It was a $100 copay, done. So I definitely support the Maxcare warranty if they still offer it on the Mopar products. I think it will pay off if you plan to hold on to the car for a while like I'm doing. The last issue I want to talk about that I still think is bullshit, I did a whole video on it, I'll put a link in the description for you guys, is there is an issue with the paddle shifting. And this is like a very well-known issue, to the point that Dodge issued some bullshit, like they acknowledged it, but then basically said it's part of normal operations. That's right, I'm not making this up. They said it's normal operations that, you know, usually you are pressing the shifter paddle too quickly. So what happens is you'll go to upshift and the car will downshift, which is a bit of a problem, right? So that is an issue that I kind of stopped using the paddles because of it. So usually I'll just use my I guess floor shifter here, because you pop it in manual mode with the shifter, but I don't use the paddles usually, other than to downshift. It still downshifts properly, but it won't upshift properly. So those are sort of the issues I've had with the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and talk about the next thing. So now let's talk about maintenance. So I've done the oil changes, pretty routine. 3000 GT. Sorry guys, I'm a bit of an import guy myself, especially from the 90s. Anyway, I get sidetracked real easily. Anyway, maintenance. We were talking maintenance, guys. So maintenance wise, oil changes are done at the dealership. I do it at the dealership. A, it's convenient, and B, like I mentioned previously in the video, I have the Maxcare warranty, so I don't want any excuses if anything happens to the motor. Other than that, I've changed my own brakes I think 2 times now, so that's rotors and pads. I've done the spark plugs. That's 16 of them. I actually did a video on that. I'll put a link in the description of that as well. So that was a pain in the ass, because if you know anything about a Hemi, it's 2 spark plugs per cylinder, 8 cylinders, 16 spark plugs, some basic math there. So that was a real pain in the ass, if you want me to be real honest with you. Tires, brakes, spark plugs, oil change, that's about, obviously gas, that's about all I've really done to maintain the vehicle for about 4+ years. Over 100,000 miles. I don't think I've done anything else maintenance wise. We kind of discussed some of the issues with the vehicle, which I don't think is that bad. We went over the interior. You guys see how the interior is holding up, how the paint's holding up. I kind of went over the type of driver that I am. So I guess I'm going to wrap the video up. If you guys have any questions, comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Maybe anything I didn't think of, I'll definitely put more information below. I definitely recommend the car. The short answer is absolutely I recommend a 392. The 8-speed's held up, the engine's held up. Like I said, I'm your standard car guy. I'm a car enthusiast, and I drive this car. Like I said, down the racetrack, you know, back roads. I mean, I've done it all. So this car has been through some abuse while being maintained. So obviously, I took a lot of time to make this video. Please smash that like button. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe if you like the video. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Thanks so much for Jesus, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy. I am out.
It's true, baby, won't you let the light